about 80 voices. I want you to know. Go, sit down. I am very pleased with our singing group here. I mean, when you get us something like we average about 12 invitations per week, and I'm pretty strong about them not being overexposed. So I keep them here. Yeah, we accept a few things, but we're very cautious now. Greetings and happy holidays. I was hoping that Jan would stand here with me. I bought this thing she's got on. Whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. Yeah. Now, you want to say something first? Or you want me to say something first? No, I'm sorry. Just as she didn't want to upstate me. We're very, very proud to have you here tonight. We've had good times and we've had bad times. We've seen some good things and we've had some things that didn't look so good. But when you're here for this annual occasion of Mo's Kitchen, we are lifted up. We know that we're on the right track because just look at the people that are here tonight. And so, again, we have this annual fundraising event, Mo's Kitchen. I don't know what Mo is, whether he's looking down or not, or looking where he's looking from. Could be looking up, folks. But wherever Mo's looking from, where he go? No. I just know that Mo knows that we're going to go on. Because of the investment of his time, energy, and commitment that he made, and because of so many of you, his friends. There's nobody like Mo Bernstein. That's just a fact. So Mo, we know you're looking down. We know. Your commitment of volunteerism is unbelievable. Last year we had over 12,000 people volunteer here in 1 year. This year we're at 13,500. And that shows. We got a lot of young people from the schools in San Francisco and from schools in the suburban areas who come in and serve. I mean, young kids that are 12 and 10, 9, we even get 90. Bill Mandel called me the other day and said, I'm bringing my 90-year-old during Christmas to help serve. That's the kind of thing that happens. So we just want you to know that the volunteerism has its great impact upon the lives of our people. Speaking of our people, these folks you see around here all decked out in these, this, whatever they got on. Some of them got on something. I don't know what they got on. They came straight from the worst, and now they are working to bring out the very best of humankind. These are the folks that count, because what they have become is empowered, so that they can do things not only for themselves, but they can do things for the world. We are here then to empower. That's what God's all about, Eileen. The homeless, we empower. The marginalized, we empower. The poor, we empower. Our vision is to stay on the cutting edge, always on the cutting edge. We're not going to be some nice, sweet little thing. We're going to stay where the suffering is. We're going to stay where the suffering is so we can deal with the violence. because we're not afraid of it. I want to say that again so you understand what I'm really saying. You know, we know what violence is, and we can deal with it. You see? And we're going to stay on the cutting edge. You can't, if you're going to deal with violence, you just can't be standing around talking about how good you are. You got to go right where it is, dig it up, and work with it. And that's exactly what we're doing. Whether it's crime, whether it's violence, whether it's drugs, whether it's being battered, whether it's incest, whether it's rape, no matter what it is, we'll be there, always there, on the cutting edge. That's our vision now. Our goal, this is going to knock you out. Our goal is that by the year 1999, we hope, without any doubt, to cut the lines in half. All of the lines. And we're going to do it. With your continued support, we are going to cut these lines. There's no doubt. They can be cut. You know, the important thing is don't provide no quick fixes for folks. You can't, if you go quick fix folks, forget it. They're going to still be the same old way. And we can't have that. We're not going to have it. For recovery means full recovery of the mind, body, and soul. Finally, your charitable gifts help us to manage our 35 programs that we have. 35 programs. There's a room downstairs that we brought together for one of our own, Gene Friend, called Gene's Place, Coffee House. Go by and see it. I've been learning how to think Jewish tonight by talking about the walls and doorways and, you know, dedicating all kinds of things. Well, you wait till I get through. There's no telling what will happen. Just stay around with some of my friends. Your charitable gifts help us to manage these 35 programs and give us the opportunity to feed more than 1 million people per year. I want you to know we have one of the largest food programs in America. One of the largest. And it's because of you. Hard times wake us up. We got a wake-up call, and we'll always, hopefully, have the compassion year-round, because we need you, and we hope that you need us. You see, we're kin folks. We're kin because we want to make this world a better place for all people. And so I want to thank Henry Berman, who stepped in and said, I want to take up the torch that old Mo Bernstein was carrying. I want to thank Henry Berman because he and Mo were so close. He told me not too long ago, he said, well, I talked to Mo this morning. I said, oh boy, we better watch this stuff. But anyway, I know he's talking to somebody. I hope it's Mo. I must be. There's no doubt about it. Henry, I want to thank you again and again and let you know how much we love you and appreciate you so very much. Thank you, Ken folks. Thank you. We welcome you tonight.
Well, I just add my voice to say also thank you for being here and for helping us continue these 35 programs, especially to feed those who need so much every day with compassion and dignity and hope. This is Cecil Williams' 30th anniversary at Glide Church. Thank him for his persistence and the consistency of his love and his dedication to bring us all together, all communities, all races, all classes, all sexual orientations, empowered genders, and in our diversity and in our common need to be a human family. He has, I think, helped us to discover passion in ourselves to end suffering, to bring comfort and liberation for all people. I want to especially acknowledge on behalf of the women and the children here at Glide, your love and Cecil's unconditional love, and your commitment to create a sanctuary where we who have been really abused. And some of us who have been so oppressed can gather and find safety and comfort, and to find the courage to break the chains of secrecy, and to find not only our voices, but the strength to change our lives in positive ways for ourselves and for our children. Thank you. You're doing great work.
I have the honor of introducing. You don't introduce. How do you introduce Hurricane? Where's Willie Brown? Willie, where are you, Willie? I know you're here somewhere. Watch him walk in and just at the right moment. He's gonna walk in at the right moment. You walk in. You walk in. Get ready to introduce the two hosts for the night, right? How can you introduce the masters of ceremony? How can you introduce Hurricane? That's what I said. How can you introduce Willie and Hurricane? Willie Brown and everything. And, you know, the same city, the same ceremony. It's very difficult. Because you see, both of these men help make our world. One that all of us can feel some comfort about, because Willie's gonna be out there delving into the political arenas of the nation and the state and the city, as well as in the world. And Herb's gonna be out there writing about everything, so everybody can understand that the power is not only in the pen, but the power is in Mr. King. You hear me? I want to bring to you at this time awesome power. Awesome power. Hurricane and Willie Brown. Come on.
You're on my left again.
Absolutely. I have been for years.
I was very depressed tonight.
Why?
I don't know, it dawned on me on the way over here that maybe I'll be spending the rest of my life writing a newspaper column. And the thought just seemed to overwhelm me, that dumb newspaper column. Here I am getting to an age where I can't change jobs. Then I walked up the stairs, I heard that beat, I heard that incredible chorus, and wow, I felt better instantaneously. And you weren't here yet. I felt really great.
Well, let me assure you one thing. My career would suffer if you don't keep your job.
I'm so happy.
No, I'm not. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Who was Mo Bernstein? Who is Mo Bernstein that you're talking about?
Well, I don't know, but since he left us, I have to pay my own bills.
Maybe, I bet a lot of people here never met Mo Bernstein. I don't know how to explain him to people that never heard of Mo Bernstein by
It
name.
will be easy. Santa Claus.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Isn't it? He looked
He looked
Irish.
The little nose, yes.
You
The
can see
whole
him leaving
thing.
there, St. Patrick's Day parade.
The incredible generosity.
A twinkle in his eye.
No question.
And
And he was in the stockings.
he was. I didn't know about that.
I mean, he sold poultry. I didn't even know.
Well, that was during the war when it was black market. Wasn't that right?
Well, now
No,
you've given them a real window.
And then Glide Memorial. Does anybody know why this place is called Glide? You know, it's not because of the way it moves, or the way Cecil moves on the dance floor.
I think it's the way they move.
Well, part of it. Weren't there two sisters named Glide?
Yeah, that was
There was a Mrs. Glide. Lizzie Glide. Can you believe there was a first name Lizzie Glide? Wasn't she from Sacramento? Lizzie Glide. That's why her name's on this place. But
That's right.
But there's a gap in it. How did it turn into something so wonderful?
Well, it's very simple. She had lots of money, she and her sister, and they died, and as people with lots of money, except for Mo, attempt to do, she attempted to control it in perpetuity. So she said, I'm giving it to the Glide Church, but it must stay in its same location forever, and it must always administer to the needs of the people in the community. But at that time, it was like the people who lived the proper way. Yeah. Was that proud? She was administered.
The lower Brooklyn.
She did. She had no clue about Terrell, Texas, and Cecil.
I mean, if Lizzie Glide came in tonight, she'd be amazed, wouldn't she?
She would be amazed. She'd take her money back.
And that would explain how Mo Bernstein had this long affair with Lizzie Glide. It's a little known story of San Francisco history.
You said you were not going to tell that.
Oh, okay.
That was a commitment we made to Mom.
That story goes into the files.
Absolutely. But you know, it's 30 years since Cecil has been handling Liz's affairs. 30 years.
You started at the top, and Cecil, there's nowhere to go from here. Straight up.
These, what do you
35.
35 different programs. None of which Lizzie would approve.
Except
35 programs.
the Cecil Williams for mayor.
No, she would approve of Mo's Kitchen. She'd approve of Mo's Kitchen.
Yeah.
That was kind of where Lizzie was coming from.
You must have known her.
No, not as Lizzie.
Well, you're supposed to introduce somebody.
Yes,
Here. I mean, lots of
Are we supposed to introduce?
Yeah, you're supposed to introduce the same person.
Oh, you are next. Give me a break. It's not me. Look at that.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not going to introduce all these famous people?
Oh, I have to introduce. And then after that, you get a big one.
You read
I introduce. Yes, I read it.
Willie Brown introduces politicos.
I said
Politicos here.
first and foremost among the politicos and the rankings after I've been introduced. The other politicians come. First and foremost, first among equals in the world of politics is none other than the U.S. Senator of the state of California, who with regularity makes headlines. They have never seen anybody walk into the U.S. Senate and literally take over. Diane thinks she's in the mayor's office. In San Francisco, she thinks it's fellas there are staff members. That's how she treats her colleagues in the U.S. Senate. And it's all for the benefit of good public policy. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior senator of the state of California, the Honorable Diane Martin.
I want to thank the new comedy team. I thought they did pretty good, didn't you? I also just want to say happy holidays to everyone at Glide, to Cecil and to Jan, and especially to Jan, who keeps Cecil in line and does the administration. There are women that are good poets. I don't know another woman in the United States that is a good poet and also a good manager. And so you've got a twofer in Jane. To Cecil, there's no one quite like Cecil Williams. And to all of you who've helped him through love, I want to just say thank you very much. This is a special place. It has been a special place for so many people that have had a lot of problems.
whether the problems are substance abuse, whether it's just sheer homelessness, whether it's the inability to make it. And I think what Cecil has done here at Glide has never really been replicated anywhere else in America. It's an incredible. I just want all of you to know that for me, coming home is very special. I spent the first year inside the Beltway. It has its pluses, it's got a lot of cons, but let me tell you something. There is nothing like driving in from San Francisco International Airport, coming around Hospital Curve and looking into our city. And I was so pleased to be here tonight to be able to say, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Glide.
I have a couple more. No, she's a little long, but she's entitled to that. Right, she's right. This year? Absolutely. 1994. Diane's up. She wouldn't even mention it. She's too decent. But I'm not. In this city, there is absolutely no question, no gender gap or anything else when it comes to political leadership. In the Congress, we have someone who makes the same kind of noise. And believe me, U.S. policy with reference to China is framed more by what this woman says and does than any other human being alive, including the president. Ladies and gentlemen, my congressperson, Nancy Pelosi.
I've had the occasion to join with you every chance I can when Congress is out of session for this occasion, usually as a member of Congress. Tonight I'm here as Nancy Corinne's mother, who called many of you in any case, in the Congress we have an expression in the interest of time. I wish to associate myself with the remarks of my colleague in tribute to Cecil and to Jan. I would also like to bring congratulations to Henry and to Helen and to Jim and to Fran and to the Swigs on being the honorees tonight. In closing, I just want to tell you one Mo Bernstein story, because over the years I've never told this one to you. When I used to be chair of the Democratic Party, every other week, Henry, we'd get together about one candidate or another. So one week, Mo came in, had a little briefcase with him, and we made the pitch for whomever it was that particular week. And he said, "Here, I want you to have this." I said, "What's that, Mo?" He said, "It's my checkbook. Since I write so many checks for you, I'm going to leave the checkbook with you, and I'll let you know when I need some money." Such was the generosity of Mo Bernstein, and certainly his legacy lives on. How pleased he would be to see Willie Brown and Herb Cain honoring him in this way, and all of you as well. To Glide Memorial, to all of you, thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you.
As the evening moves on, there will be other politicians whom I will have the opportunity to introduce, but they will not speak. That's it. That's it. But I will introduce two more. City Attorney, City and County of San Francisco, the Honorable Louise Rennie. Just triumphantly got a 4-year term. Is that correct? Oh, what I would give for a 4-year term. From the Board of Supervisors, City and County of San Francisco, Supervisor Leah. Where are you? Where are you? For re-election in 1990. I've got to get all this in place, Henry. You don't hold a spot anymore. New power. Absolutely, absolutely. And now it is my great pleasure to ask my colleague, to come back up and do his bit.
Very good.
Yes.
Wait in the car. Okay. So, when politicians take over the mic, it's amazing that you never get it back. Diane and Nancy, I could listen to them all night. No, they're so good and they're so good to look at. Great looking people. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but they are great looking people. Diane always reminded me of Shirley Temple. In those roles where she used to say, "We can do it! I know we can do it!" Well, there are giants and there are giants. There are little giants, big giants, old giants, new giants. I'm an old Giants fan. Many of you are. When I was a kid of only 8 in Sacramento, I was such a fan of the New York Giants, I could recite the whole lineup, which I still can't, but I won't bore you with that. But I still remember Freddie Lindstrom and Travis Jackson and Fat Freddie Fitzsimmons. And, well, the outfield wasn't all that great. It was Dutch Musial, Pep Young, and the unknown guy in the right field. It wasn't until years later that they finally got a ball player out there. The Giants, the Dodgers, the Yankees. New York had 3 great teams, and all of a sudden, overnight, they had 1. Not so great team, the Yankees. The Dodgers went out to L.A., and the greatest day in the recent history of San Francisco. The Giants came here. I can't remember much of the lineup, but there was only one name we knew. He was playing center field. His name was Willie Mays, and we were so excited. He's here, but his mind's about it. He's back at the Polo Grounds, thinking about that catch-off, big words. But you did it. Anyway, I think I'll never forget that day. It's engraven on what's left of my mind. Sitting at Seal Stadium watching this team run out there. Number 24 came out of the dugout, and I said to myself, we didn't know phrases like "this is as good as it gets" some of the days, lines like that. But I had a feeling I'll never forget this moment. I never have. It's a moment that none of you will forget because Willie Mays became a San Francisco Giant at that moment. There was nobody else on the team except the first baseman who was a rookie. We didn't know what he could do. He turned to be okay. Cepeda, I think he's going to be in the Hall of Fame finally this year. But Willie was the guy we all watched, and the minute he got on base, excitement began. And I don't think San Francisco appreciated him for a long time. He didn't hit a home run every time he got up. We thought we were baseball fans, and some of us were from way back, but this city was not a great baseball town. And people came out to see the team that didn't understand, but they learned. And finally, Willie blossomed into the place he belonged, in the hearts of all of us. And fortunately, he stayed around. He's still here. He still looks like Willie Mays. He sounds like him. He talks like him. And he can hit like him if he's put him onto the plate. So let's hope that Willie Mays will be around forever. He's a great friend to Glide Memorial. He's a great San Franciscan, and we all love him. Our number 1 ball player of all times, Willie Mays.
I've been listening to all this crap for all night. I am not a politician, but I can feel like one right now. Wait, but I got to thank you for coming to a dinner that we had. My wife just reminded me a long time ago. I didn't realize who you were, but I knew you were there, and I knew she was there, was sitting there, right? But I didn't know that because I just arrived here. So I have to thank you for that. I remember very well about that. You know, I'm committed to this thing. As Caesar say, I'm committed. So don't worry about me being here every year. I'm here. And you didn't call me. You didn't call one time in my house and what, could you come and give out a turkey? I didn't have no turkey, but I would have came. I have no problem with that. I have a foundation that give out money a little bit. I don't know how much money you need, but $1,000, maybe $2,000. Hold it, now wait a minute. I didn't say I would give out money. I said I have a foundation that will give out money. Not for you. That is a difference.
22nd of December. 22nd of December.
Boy, you never get through selling, I'm telling you. I tell you what I'm going to do. And I usually give out a dime, and you know that one. I have a foundation that I've been collecting money from all the people around the country for baseballs, caps, and different things. I'm going to share this one with you. I have $19,000 in the bank right now. I'm going to give you 5 of the $19,000. Would love that because Mo was such a great friend of mine that nobody can describe Mo. He played golf every day with me, and I said this many times because a lot of you have no idea who Mo Bernstein is. You just know the name, you just be around him a little bit. But he was a wonderful man. And when this particular thing came up, Mo called me and said, "Be here." And I went to the airport, and I keep saying this, he gave me a pass. He said, "Little boy, you park there anywhere you want them." This is Mo. You didn't have to pay Mo for anything. And I'm just proud to be a part of whatever Mo have left here. And I know, Cecil, you're going to call me for this money. I'm going to give it to you. I wish I had it in my pocket. I'm so sorry I didn't write the check to bring you because I know you think I'm lying. Again, I'm not a politician. You know that I get what I can, and all you people get what you can. You understand? There is a difference, I think. But politicians, they are lovely people. I went to the White House 3 times. And the first time I went there, my wife said, "Wait a minute, you gotta go and you gotta wear tails." I never had tails in my life. I didn't know how to get in one. I was so nervous and so afraid that I left my ticket at the hotel. Now you know that when you go to the White House, you have to have something to get in. We get to the door and the limousine stopped. Now I've got to get out and get a cab to drive up to the door. Can you imagine me driving to the door of the White House in a cab? I didn't understand that. My wife says, "How you going to get in?" I said, "I don't know." I go to the door and the guy says, "Hi, Willie, how you doing? Come on in." Nothing. Now you go in the White House. Now you have these little things that go in the airport. You have to go through security. I get in there, I figure, okay, you're going to stop me. I know there's one guy here, there's a young lady over there. "Hi, Willie, how you doing? Come on around. You didn't go through that. Come on around the side." Now I go in, I figure, I said, why am I going in the back here? I don't want to get involved in the politics part of it, so I go in the back. I am way in the back. Someone called. "Hey, Willie, come down." This was President Bush. I don't know how he's seeing me, but he found me, you know. Maybe he's looking for votes. I don't know, you know. He said he stopped everything. He came and got my wife and I, put us in a line. We had to walk the line just like he did. And I didn't know why. Maybe you can explain to me later on. I don't know why. But it's just a wonderful feeling that you can go to a place like that, have no identification. I'm not going to steal anything because really everything there is nailed down. I was told, you know. So I don't know. I didn't dare touch anything. So now, that was my first time. I got 5 minutes more. I'm here for the night. I don't want to take up the time because they told me you got 3 tickets, you got to talk. That's what I was told. the Queen came over. Now my wife said, you gotta go. I said, I just left the White House last month. I do not want to go back. But the Queen is coming. I said, maybe I should go back. Now, when I said to her, what do we do to meet the Queen? I don't know. They said, curtsy. I said, what is that? I don't know what she's coming from. I don't know. So I get up to the line and I hear the voice says, this one man is a baseball player. She said, yeah, well, yeah, she shook my hand. I go in, to top it off, there was a guy there stealing stuff. Thomas Chevalier, he was stealing stuff. I didn't understand what he was doing. He had a sack this big. And he was taking home stuff, and I said to the mayor, I said, maybe we should take some of this stuff. I said, that would be a reason if you take this stuff. I don't know. Now, I wish y'all had, because now they're buying everything on QVC. Everything. All I can do is sign my name in the date. I get paid for that. I didn't know that. But it's just a wonderful thing in America that you can do all these things and be comfortable with it. It's just such a... I wish I was a politician. How do you get there anyway? I hear Charles Barkley is going to run for something in his own time. He's going to make it. Charles is going to make it because Charles is going to fight for it. That's number one. He's going to fight. He's going to make it. But I'm not going to take up time because I love you and I love what you and her have done. It's just a wonderful feeling. I played golf today. I am so tired and sick. My wife said to me, you got to go, boy. You're going to be here tonight. So all I can say to you, next year, I'll be here. I'm going to send my check in. I don't want free tickets next year because I'm going to have to talk it that much. But Cecil and I go way back. I didn't know he had this thing going. I didn't realize when he had it. I didn't realize that he needed help. I said last year, Barry Bonds would have a good year. I thought he would hit 20 home runs. He hit 40 home runs. So he paid his dues this year. But don't clap for him because he can't believe himself. Don't do that. Because we want to do the same thing this year. But anyway, all I can say, my wife and I thank you people for just coming and being a part of all the things that Cecil are trying to do and remembering and more on my behalf. Again, we'd like to thank you. Yeah.
Henry Berman moves, Hurricane second, and we draft ordinance for mayor of San Francisco. All those in favor say aye. No more golf for you, man. And what, Herb, did you hear this? He said he didn't have to pay. We got to talk. We got to talk. Oh, you need maybe. By the way, everybody, Mrs. Willie Mae. May. Last Saturday night, about, 9:45, in strolled 70, 80, 90, 100 folk, dressed in the most beautiful robes ever, totally unannounced, took over a 40-foot stage. They rocked, rolled, high energy, great spirit, multiracial, multi-sexual, multi-everything. And there can only be one collection of people every Sunday, the world-famous Glide Ensemble.
going to talk about something I know nothing about, but it sounds great. It's the Glide Church Children's Program of 200 young people, supported by a bunch of wonderful benefactors led by Fred and Peggy Firth, and Pacific Telesis, the Cored Foundation. I'm sure I'm leaving a lot of people out. Some of the representatives of the Youth and Children Program are going to say a few words now, and their names are, I'm not ad-libbing this very well, Tiana Maggi, Regina Smith, Deshaun Jaffney, and Marcus Carey, who will present letters from the children and youth. Are you there? Yeah.
Today, I was walking down the hallway in my school, and a couple of guys came up to me and asked me for money. I said I didn't have any, and they pulled a gun on me. They told me they would blow my brains out. I'm not afraid of nobody, but how do you find a gun? I thought you were supposed to be safe in school. You sure are safe in the streets. Somebody told me that when you get to be a teenager, that's the best time of your life. Parties, boys, learning new things. My mama is 47 years old. I don't think I'll live to be that old.
When I come to Glide, I'm in a safe place. I don't have to worry about anything. And there are people who love me and care for me, help me do homework, learn computers, and I get good grades in school.
I can live my feelings out. There are people to talk to and who listen to me. They serve you lunch and snacks when you get hungry. Violence happens because of drugs. But Cecil talks about drugs all the time. Don't do what he says. Don't be violent. Because you just hurt yourself. All the people in programs at Glide teach us to love ourselves so we don't have to be violent.
Glide keeps me off the streets, keeps me out of trouble. The counselors break it down to me, tells me if you do drugs or kill someone, I will end up in juvie and get life.
All right.
Teenagers. Think about sex all the time. But at Glide, they teach you about the dangers of AIDS. We learn here at Glide that we can love each other. It's cool to feel love and to care about someone else. It's cool to be alive.
For all these many years, the man that I'm about to introduce to you would chase me out of the room if I didn't acknowledge the presence of one more elected official. Doris Moore, the assessor of the city of San Francisco. Only one person chased me out of the room, but I didn't do that. And he was Mo's running buddy, Mo's gin buddy. Served Mayor Moscone, Mayor Feinstein, Mayor Agnos, as a Public Utilities Commissioner, and as a Fire Commissioner. And could have served Frank Jordan as a commissioner of some sort, if he had chosen to do so. But after all these years, professional life beer and distilled spirits business, or wine and distilled spirits, as he likes to say. An incredible, extraordinary human being. Dianne Feinstein, I think, refers to him as the guiding Henry. Ladies and gentlemen, to receive the first award of this evening, a man who is wearing a kunti kente cloth, a yarmulke, and almost every other symbol of goodness that exists in this world. My friend, and your honoree, Henry Berman.
Henry, this is the new plaque that we offer you. And I just have to give you a 30-year cap, the t-shirt, 30 years. And here is a survival bag used on the street by a lot of us, okay?
Let me tell you something about this man. Don't ever get in a pool game. I speak from experience. You know, you talk about Mo here tonight. There's nobody around that has ever been or ever will be that can fill Mo's shoes. But I'd like to follow in Mo's footsteps. He lived a long life. He had a lot of fun. He had a lot of friends. And he did a lot of good in his journey through life. And if we could all take a lesson from that and follow in Mo's footsteps, the world will be a better place for us all and for all of us. I'm very happy to be here tonight. You know, you saw Mo's kitchen, Gene's coffee shop downstairs. There's only one reason for that. Mo and Gene always wanted to be in the restaurant business. They finally made it. And at least here you're not going to lose too much money. It'll be a good cause. Diane, I hope you'll forgive me for transgressing, but for the last couple of weeks I've taken time off to raise a little money for Cecil, but I'll be back on the payroll on Monday. Cecil, Dan, it's a pleasure to work with you, for you, and all the wonderful things you do. And I'd like to see this go on forever and ever and ever.
Thank you.
Henry Berman, what a great guy. Henry, thank you. Our second, Willie didn't drop that, it's amazing. You have the sun in your eyes, too. The glasses down. The second honoree tonight, a woman who's worked in the field of politics and fundraising, publicity. She's helped people get elected to the Board of Supervisors, Louise Rennie for one. She worked with Mo on all sorts of political campaigns, and she's done a lot for Glide Memorial in every way, especially in keeping the name going in the papers, on the air, everywhere. I honor to introduce the next honoree, Ellen LaFollete.
30-year t-shirt and cap and a survivor's bag.
Thank you. Can you imagine this company? This is amazing, and it's all because of Mo. Mo introduced me to this gang when Louise was first required to run citywide. And because I am a former staff member, I know a little bit about this place. And
story, Cecil. Because of Cecil's inspiration, and because, as Diane Feinstein told you, the manager he has married in Jan, she's not only just a manager, she's a great administrator. And so Cecil inspires them, and Jan makes sure they do it right. Now, there are lots of people here who make this place possible, and as a former staff member, I think I have a right to talk about a few of them. It won't be long. There are all the people who work on this party, and I'm very pleased to see all of you here tonight, and that's really because of Nancy Corinne Pelosi. You have no idea what a joy it is for me to pass this baton. And I think you can feel the youth of this particular evening, and Nancy has brought it all. And there's Marcia Stevens, who is a wonderful detail person. But there are two people here you never see and you rarely hear about. And those are people who, if American business or American politics has any problem and you get them on your side, do it immediately. And I don't think they're probably are going to be able to be seen because I think it's Vicki up there. Vicki. She's a genius. You have a problem, you go to Vicki and she'll solve it. And if she doesn't solve it, there's a man here by the name of David Richmond. But David Richmond and Vicki Lee, if you could have the two of them, there wouldn't be a problem in America we couldn't solve. And it says a great deal about the inspiration of Cecil Williams and the real hard organizational powers of that poet you and I love, Jan Miracatani.
30 years in banking. City and County of San Francisco, retired. You would think that would mean no work. Not so. Advisory board, project open hand, International Women's Forum, practically everything else you can think about, particularly if it deals with children. The San Francisco Education Fund, the Edgewood Center, entirety of the county, all kinds of things connected with children. And then finally, of course, the real passion, Mo's Kitchen. Fran Streets deserves the award that she is about to receive. Ladies and gentlemen, Fran Streets.
Cecil and Jan calls, you cannot say no to them. And the first time that Cecil called me about Mo's Kitchen, I said, you know, Cecil, I need one more committee, I need one more activity to do. And he said, Fran, you've got to do this. And I've been involved ever since. And Cecil and Jan have just been wonderful. There are two people I'd like to acknowledge this evening because whatever I do in this community, it's because of those two people. My husband of 33 years, Cleo Streets.
Let's see, 1958, Willie Mays came to town and made history. About 10 years earlier, another strong boy, came out of Boston. His name was Ben Swig. People in San Francisco had never seen anybody play ball like Willie or seen anybody wheel and deal like Ben Swig. I mean, he taught these local yokels a thing or two, especially about real estate. He popped into town and like overnight, he owned the St. Francis Hotel. $11 cash, I think he put down. And before this famous old San Francisco family, which owned the hotel, I think the Crockers, knew what had happened. They didn't have the hotel anymore. And then Ben turned around and sold it for a slight profit of about $11 million and bought the Fairmont. Well, his name is now part of the history of San Francisco. Not the hitter Willie was, but wow, could he run. He ran all over town. He picked up real estate. He also sired a great family. And one member of that family is here tonight to be honored. The worthy heir. Not quite the wheeler-dealer that Ben is, but these are different times. A member of the community in every way. He's one of the honorees, and his wife is another. She's another one that knows how to operate. Does wonderful things in the art world, does wonderful things for every charity you can think of. These are real civic leaders. The next honorees, the last honorees, Rosalind, or Sissy, and Dick Swig.
I'll stand up first because Sissy always gets the last word anyhow. But we're both delighted to be here, and we've known Cecil for a number of years. We've worked with Cecil over the 30 years. Remember the good day we had with Sammy Davis Jr., Rachel Hutton, Well, thank you. And it was great days when we had Sammy. And all of us feel so proud to be associated with Glide. There's not much more I can say. Oh yes, one mistake was made in the program tonight. We lost 10 years. We haven't been married 33 years. We've been married 43 years. You have the last word.
Well, I want to just tell you how delighted we are to be here, and really what an honor it is. I mean, this is a very special place. There is no other place like Glide Memorial, and there are no other people like our wonderful Cecil and Jan. I was thinking about the two of them, you know, being involved in so many organizations and trying to do the best thing for the most people. The buzzwords today are things like identity and continuity and inclusion. And the master and mistress of inclusion are Cecil and Jan. I'm inspired. I've been inspired ever since I've met the two of them. They are doing exactly what all of us should be doing, giving access to people from everywhere, making them, empowering them, giving them a sense of worth, giving them the opportunity to contribute and to really reach their greatest potential. And I am thrilled that we're honored tonight, and I appreciate it, and thank you very much.
President and General Manager, KGO Television, is an unusual broadcaster. He's actually a native San Franciscan. Serves on the board AIDS Foundation in the city and county of San Francisco. But that's not his real love. His real love is Mo's Kitchen as well. Except you'll find him doing the kind of humanitarian things you would hope that one who has achieved so much in his chosen profession and is in a position to give back lots to the city. Most enough, Jim Toppin does in a very handsome way. We honor him tonight. Jim Toppin, President, General Manager. Thank you all. Thank you.
Then we want to give you, what's the 30-year dad, 30-year t-shirt. The reason we give these out is we can't sell them anymore.
I have a dozen in my locker.
The award, and of course the surprise bag. Let me say that for the 30-year anniversary, Channel 7, Jim Tompkins came and taped the show and played it back that Sunday. And we were greatly moved by what you did. I just can't say.
It's amazing to put a congregation like this together and not have a single straightener. I would like to explain my relationship with this gentleman, with a parrot, with Gibbon. He's surrounded, and it happens to be a Russian parrot. There was a peasant coming back in late winter snows, walking back towards his village. As he trudged along through the cold weather, he had his head down, been long for a day. And he noticed there in the pathway a small, tiny bird struggling, freezing, clearly on the edge of life. And I don't know if you know, but Russian peasants are gracious, generous people. And he watched the small bird fighting for life. And he reached down and he picked it up and he tucked it inside his mouth. And he walked on and he could feel the bird's heart against his own, beating in that cold weather. As he walked along thinking about that, he thought, this is a good thing. But his mind set to the task ahead, and he thought, the village is no place for a wild creature. What will I do with this bird if I take it home and captivate it? And as he walked along the pond, he realized that the cattle were coming in as they moved through the fields, and they'd been out feeding. Well, they were doing what cattle do, going back into the barns. And he saw a warm cow pie there on the road. And he thought, no, it's something. And he took the little bird and he plucked it down in that warm cow pie. And the bird was revived. And it began to move its wings. And in a moment it trilled and you could hear its song over the valley. And the peasant walked on, feeling that God was in his pocket. And a wolf was watching this from the woods. And as soon as the peasant was out of the way, the wolf was out, and in one bite, the bird was gone. Now, this being a Russian parable, there are three morals. The first one is, the man who put you in there may not be your enemy. The second is, the man who gets you out may not be your friend. And the third is, if you're in it up to your neck, don't sing.
Put this on when you play a little golf and shooting those billiards or some of these fellows around here. Here's a t-shirt and this is for you also. Willie Mays, all right? Now, Willie Brown and Hurricane, would you come this week? Got some special for both of you. But we also have duplicates of somebody. Is this Willie Brown? This is Willie Brown. And this is
That's the
Hurricane. We want you to open these gifts right here because you will see something that
was a hit. That wasn't a hit.
Yeah, open this one right there. That's right. Open that.
Is this returnable? Mason? Yeah. Oh, I love that. You ever been in Senegal, Will? I'll trade you. Okay.
Okay. You need to know that your picture's on there. Well, your picture's on there also.
God, this is great. Hey, yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's get out of here. Yeah, we're gonna do it. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Yeah. Let's hear it for Willie Brown and Hurricane. Come here, Fred. I want both of them here. The kids did a special thing for both of you, and we want to pass it on. You can't sell it. We got to. All right. Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hear you. This goes to Fred and Peggy Kirk. The rainbow of colors, a lifetime of love. Love and friendship, Fred and Peggy. From our kids.
When I heard Cecil say that he does not want to have a sweet little thing, I recall 25 years ago when he came to me to represent him for his bishops. He got himself in trouble. And he said, "Why don't you just represent the church? I'm just a sweet little thing." And we did that. But you're wonderful, Cecil. I want to say one thing about you. You are absolutely magnificent. You know, there are three things in life that are important. Not as Willie and Herb believe, power, control, and money, but rather faith, family, and friends. And you know what you really do, what I've seen over 25 years? What you do is you give people the capacity to have faith. Because faith is a gift. And you've got to be a little brave to have faith. And that's what you created, people. You created people the bravery to have faith that tomorrow will be a better day. And you just keep on doing that because you are 30 years, you're only 30 years at this. And as you and I well know, we're just beginning. We're beginning a little heavier, but we're just beginning.
Chevron, I want to thank you so very much. We'd like to thank also the Correct Foundation. Susan Correct is here tonight. Chad Toby, come here. Come here, Susan. This is Susan's first time here with us. Chevron sent in its big check.
Well, this is really some evening for all of us, isn't it? The name Correct, I think, to a lot of people today is a large charitable trust that does a lot of good things. But I like to think of it in terms of another great man that I was privileged to know for many years, that left us about 11 years ago. Also Susan's late husband, Joseph Correct. And I think what is relevant perhaps to what we're doing here this evening is that one of the abiding passions that Joe had during his life was his commitment that people shouldn't go hungry. And that commitment really has stayed with those of us that took his lead in the running of the Correct Foundation. I can tell you that over the last 11 years or so since Joe left us, the Correct Foundation has contributed over $3 million to feed hungry people. And I don't think that anybody symbolizes the help and the involvement and the work and the benefit to the hungry as much as Jan and Cecil. And in commemoration of their 30 years doing this wonderful work for people that are less fortunate than we. Cecil, I'd like to have Mrs. Craig join me in presenting you with this check for $25,000.
$50,000. And Mason, where are you? Where? About $10,000. You just went upstairs. All right, $10,000. Did I cover everybody for the time being? Yeah. Thank you very much. There will be others later on. We got to read you on. Nancy Corinne, I want to thank. This is the woman who brought it all together. And the mantle was passed on from Ellen to Nancy, and we want to thank you for allowing her to help us put things together. We're so pleased. We want to thank all of you for being here. I want you to know also that there's a woman here that just, I think, is one of the top persons in regards to reporting in urban America, and that's, of course, wait, I don't know. You got something you want to do? You got something you want to do? Belva Davis is that person. From Channel 4, Belva Davis.
And I want the Barrett Foundation to drink. Cecil is thanked Nancy Corinne, Pelosi, her staff, Marcia, Jackie, a couple of other people that worked with her on putting the event together. The president of the Blythe Foundation ought to be thanked. Shouldn't she?
Yes, she should.
Yes. Jan, come on up here. This is the president and Cecil's nephew.
Yeah, they did. You want to see? We're going to let it go. Thank you, everybody. We love you. Yeah. All right. Laurie Tice from Boulevard, you and all of the people that you brought from many restaurants in San Francisco, we'd like to thank you. We got some fabulous food downstairs. The tent is beautiful. We're going this way, whichever way you want to. But we're going to the front of the church. The tent is available. We've got our seating there. They will direct you to your seating. Thank you so very much. Just one thing. I see Kathy Feinstein here with Commissioner Dwayne Clark. No, not Wayne Clark. Dwayne Friday is a commissioner, police commissioner. Jackson. Arthur Jackson, where are you? You're there. He's with the Health Commission. I think that's it. Those yes. Thank you so very much. Let's go eat. Thank you.